Today, we are going to talk about a secret, a really powerful mental model that could totally change the way you work, the way you think, and honestly, even how happy you are. It's called the Pareto Principle, but you probably know it as the 80-20 rule, and it's all about how to get way more done by, get this, actually doing less. Let's dive. So, does this sound familiar? You are just constantly busy. Your days are packed, your to-do list seems to have a life of its own, but when you get to the end of the day or the week, you kind of look back and think, what did I actually accomplish? You feel like you're just spinning your wheels, right? Just running in place. Well, what if I told you that feeling isn't your fault? What if it's not a personal failure, but it's actually the result of a hidden, kind of lopsided law of the universe? Seriously. And understanding this one law is the key to finally hopping off that hamster wheel for good. And here it is, the Pareto Principle. So get this. Way back in the 1800s, this Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto, noticed something kind of weird in his garden. He saw that about 80% of the peas he harvested came from only 20% of his pea pods. And then he started seeing this 80-20 split everywhere, in wealth, in land ownership, you name it. The core idea is simple but revolutionary. The effort you put in and the results you get out are almost never equal. And this is basically what that imbalance looks like. You've got this small, critical slice of your efforts, the vital few, and that's what's driving the vast majority of your results. Everything else, that huge 80% chunk, that's the trivial many. It's the stuff that keeps you busy but doesn't really move the needle. Just let that sink in for a minute. 80% of what you achieve comes from just 20% of what you do. This isn't just some business school buzzword. It's like a law of nature. It means that most of what we're all doing has very little impact. But, and this is a huge but, if we can figure out what's in that magical 20%, we can literally achieve more by working less. Okay, so you might be thinking, that's a neat idea, but is it really happening in my life? Oh yeah, absolutely. The proof is hiding in plain sight. You just have to know where to look. Let's find it. Okay, think about your closet right now. You've got it full of clothes, right? But be honest, you have a few go-to favorites, don't you? That one pair of jeans that fits perfectly, that super comfortable sweater. I am willing to bet you wear that small handful of items most of the time. That's your 20%. Or how about your phone? You've probably got screen after screen of apps you've downloaded. But how many do you actually open every day? Your screen time is probably dominated by just a few. You know, your messaging app, maybe Instagram, YouTube. That's the 80-20 rule right there in your pocket. And this is where it gets even more real. Think about the people in your life. Of all your friends and acquaintances, who brings you the most genuine happiness and support? It's probably a really small core group of people, right? That's your vital few. So if this principle is so powerful, and it's literally everywhere, why do we keep falling into the trap of focusing on the trivial 80%? Well, it's because society has taught us to confuse being busy with being productive. And let me tell you, they are not the same thing, not even close. Being busy is like trying to dig a giant hole with a teaspoon. I mean, you're working hard, you're sweating, you're definitely doing something, but you're getting nowhere fast. Being productive, that's like bringing in a giant excavator. It's about using leverage, applying your energy smartly to the things that give you the biggest bang for your buck. So how do we get our hands on that excavator? It's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, you have to identify your vital few. What are the handful of things that are creating most of your positive results? Second, and this is the hard part, you have to be absolutely ruthless about eliminating, automating, or delegating the rest. And third, you pour all of your time and your best energy into that critical 20%. And when you start to make this shift, it's transformative. You stop judging your day by how many items you crossed off your list, and you start measuring it by the actual meaningful progress you've made. Let's look at what that actually looks like. So if you're learning a new language, for example, don't try to memorize the entire dictionary. Just master the top 1,000 or so words, and you'll be able to understand about 80% of common conversations. If you're in business, find that 20% of clients who are causing 80% of the headaches and fire them. Seriously. Trying to clean your house? Just clearing off the main surfaces, the countertops, the dining table, will make the whole place look 80% cleaner in just a few minutes. This right here, this is your new mantra. It's the absolute heart of the 80-20 mindset. For every task, every meeting, every single thing on your plate, you have to ask, Is this part of my vital 20%, or is it part of the trivial 80? And if it's in that 80%, you got to find a way to stop doing it. And this is the grand prize. This is the real payoff. You finally break free from what I like to call the cult of busy. You get your time back, you get your energy back, you get your focus back. You're not cutting corners, you're just finally working smarter instead of just harder. So here it is, the big takeaway. Find that small slice of your life, the activities, the projects, the people that are delivering most of the value, and give it the focus it truly deserves. That is the real secret to unlocking some pretty extraordinary results with what feels like ordinary effort.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Think about it today. In your job, in your health, in your relationships, what is your vital 20% right now? Find it, focus on it, and then just watch what happens when you start achieving so much more by doing so much less.